Hello and welcome to the national news on Star Television, channel 21. I am Yesi Ernest Hallowell. Coming up in this edition, the Chief Executive Officer of Leon Rock Metal Group, formerly of King Ho Mining Company, Gilbert Zhao, says Leon Rock Metal Group is one of the largest resource investment companies in West Africa.
Has strived over the years to transform our company to a more integrated company.
The Commander, Joint Force Major General Peter K. Lavahun, accompanied by the Commander, Joint Medical Unit at the 34 Military Hospital, Colonel Dr. Stephen Sivali, have officiated the graduation ceremony of 2 female and 65 male soldiers from the Forces Reconnaissance Unit.
Past 3 or 4 months here about they have been training, and today's clear demonstration of its climax, the overall training that they have been doing over the period.
And the mayor of the Freetown municipality, Mayor Yvonne Akisoya, officially superintends the commissioning and passing out ceremony of 50 Metropolitan Police at the Peacekeeping and Law Enforcement Academy at Hastings.
And those who are in places where they are not allowed to be will be moved on and moved along humanely and with respect.
All these and sports are lined up for you in this edition of the National News. And now for the news in details. The Chief Executive Officer of Leon Rock Metal Group, formerly of King Ho Mining Company, Gilbert Zhao, says Leon Rock Metal Group is one of the largest resource investment companies in West Africa that remains the parent company of King Ho Mining, King Ho Railway and Port Company, noting that a change of name does not in any way alter the operational activities of the company's franchise. He made this disclosure at a news conference held at the King Ho headquarters on Tuesday, 19th October 2021. Let's have the details.
The change of name of the King Ho Investments to the Leon Rock Metal Group. King Ho Investment was the first established in Sierra Leone in July 2010. We have strived over the years to transform our company to a more integrated company. The change of the name to the Leon Rock Metal Group is allowing this attempt to localize the company with a name that gives it a Sierra Leone identity. Our support to the local contents is visible by the list of the national suppliers, existing 80% of our overall suppliers. Leon Rock Metal Group currently has an investment over 148 million US dollars in Sierra Leone. We have exported over 1 million tons of the iron ore between March and now this year. We have made payment over 76 billion leons to the government of Sierra Leone. We have made significant investment existing 1.8 billion leons into the community through our CSR project, covering the health, agriculture, education, waters, and also support to the Sierra Leone police and the military in various ways. As a journalist, you are very aware of the sum of the CDA and the CSR project we have undertake very recently. I want to use these opportunities to thank you all for your immense support in popularizing our activities. We see you all of the vehicle which will market our ideas. We trust in your professionalism to the community, the message, and believe that with your commitment, the message that King Hall Investment is now Leon Rock Metal Group will be the share to all and sound right. In the conclusions, the message to you all is first, the name of the King Hall Investment is now Leon Rock Metal Group.
The King Hall Mining Company happen to have a license in Tonkolili that have a specific grade of 57%. That's how the iron ore, for example, I would say that's how it's born. We cannot change that. Okay. The only thing we can change is to upgrade it and bring it to a certain level. But we are not there yet. Because of that also, we are faced with different reasons. For example, whether it rains, it's going to be muddy, it's different from Marampama, or it's going to be very expensive to ship out, and the shipping price will also do not control it. So there are several factors that are impacting the iron ore industry. But 1,000 employees, I think that's a big human capital development stride in this country. Currently, as we know, at the start of the COVID period, things got really bad for even the government, and of course we all know we are in a recession, but this company came in and provided meaningful jobs and sustainable jobs for people that now are able. Of course we all know in the mining sector or in any other sector, if you employ one person, the benefit goes to 5 individuals around that person. So you can work 5 times 2,500 people. So you can know the kind of contribution we're making. I started from human because it's very important. We are people. Without people, there is no country. So we have contributed significantly to that. During the press reading by the CEO, he did also say we have invested over $168 million, and not over 10 years period, we're talking of 6-month period. So you can imagine the significant investment that is. We have also made payment of over 76 billion loans to the government during this period. And of course, the community developmental project, most of you have seen what we do. So needless for me to really emphasize on that.
The Commander Joint Force Major General Peter K. Lavahun, accompanied by the Commander Joint Medical Unit at the 34 Military Hospital, Colonel Dr. Stephen Sivali, have officiated the graduation ceremony of 2 female and 65 male soldiers from the Forces Reconnaissance Unit of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces on Friday, 8th October 2021 at the Lunge Garrison. Our defense correspondent Abdul Rahman Kamara tells us more.
And again, just like the first of the broken did the wrecking of Sako.
In attendance at the ceremony were the Commander, Joint Force, Deputy Chief of Staff of the Headquarters, Joint Force Commander, Commanding Officer, Joint Medical Unit, and Chief of Personnel at HQJFC, amongst others. Before the ceremony, the graduating soldiers of FRU performed 2 demonstrations for the invitee guests, rescuing a hostage from a building and rappelling from a height of 75 meters. 4 soldiers took part in the heart-stopping and jaw-dropping rappelling exercise.
I remember these are guys from our recce units. We consider them as our special forces or elite force, if you like. So, and for the past 3 or 4 months here about, they have been training, and today's clear demonstration of its climax, the overall training that they have been doing over the period. As I address my troops just now, I think one of the happiest generals today to see young ladies. You know, normally what you people will say, what men can do, women can do better, and that has been demonstrated today. You see young ladies descending, rappelling, abseiling from a 75 meters water tank right down. I mean, that's amazing. It was amazing, quite amazing. We will encourage everybody, once you think you have the knack, you have the zeal, you have the capability to come and join us. We know the challenges are there always, but I mean, it goes across. Changes, they are just too numerous. There are plenty. It ranges from accommodation as you like it. But as I said, these are general challenges. It goes across the whole country.
Speaking after the demonstrations, the commanding officer of FRU, Lieutenant Colonel Moses Olivia Gordon, made it clear that 90 soldiers started the cadre, but only 67 of them made it to the graduation, 2 females and 65 males. He continued, pointing out that the FRU was working to close the gender gap, so female soldiers were being encouraged to apply. He noted that they were treated no differently from their male counterparts during the 13 weeks training. He concluded, commenting that one of the key characteristics of Reki soldiers is their positive attitude and willing spirit.
The number was actually large because those that volunteered, those that opted for the unit were many. But the higher headquarters thought it wise. They gave us 90, and out of this 90, we were able to qualify just 67, 23 were dropped. We have 2 ladies who are Private Koromba Marion and Private Kamara Tene. We call her Elias Chakol. I'm the happiest man because I get a lot of tasks around Freetown. As the Special Force, now we're responsible for unconventional warfare, we're responsible for combat terrorism. As I speak, I get a platoon at the International Airport, we're at the Counterterrorism Response Unit. You go to Ministry of Defense, I get a QRF, Quick Response Force, na Ministry of Defense. You go Pademba Road, we have everybody incident at Pademba Road. Of course, I get troops that will deploy on the objective day. Then Guma, I also get troops in Guma. Then at the forces in the near distance, as we qualify them boys, there the rules and the tax that they increase. The first thing we would hire for attitude, we train for skills. And so if we see the attitude in you, we believe, say, if not for fixed plane from here to Mars, I believe say they can teach you for fixed, but the attitude, no. You know, they teach somebody for be nice. So but I see the spirit in them, so now I recruit them.
One of the graduating soldiers, Private Saidu Bembature, made it clear that the Reki training demands the highest level of physical and mental fitness as it is very demanding.
It is obvious that the whole process is physically and mentally demanding because considering the training that we've gone through, it demands somebody that is physically and mentally fit, thinking about the mountain phase, the jungle phase, and the SOP phase. If you are not physically strong, you are not mentally fit, you cannot go through, because if you see the number of us that started the training, as a result of these factors, some of them could not able to match up with the training.
Private Tene Kamara, aka Chakol, stated that even though some men dropped out of the 13 weeks course, as women, they were able to stay the course.
I feel happy and I will encourage for them to come to women and say, "Boku thing and the women they do, we self go there in place for do more. We go even do and pass some man themselves because we will become for this training will be boku, and we do women they will not be boku, and we take courage for deal with the training. Why some man they decide for go back?"
It could be recalled that the AXLAF FRU was commissioned on 8 December 2000 by the late President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Ahmad Tijan Kaba, as part of the restructuring process. It is the elite force of the AXLAF responsible for all reconnaissance and covert operations. For Star TV News in Freetown, compiled by Abdurrahman Kamara, read in our studios by Alusain Abubakar Bangura.
The mayor of the Freetown municipality, Mayor Yvonne Akisoya, has on Saturday, 16th October 2021, officially superintends the commissioning and passing out ceremony of 50 Metropolitan Police at the Peacekeeping and Law Enforcement Academy at Hastings. Moses Ojukamara takes up the story.
This recruitment is a significant milestone for the Freetown City Council, as this is the first cohort of Metropolitan Police to be recruited and trained since 2010. The training, conducted under the supervision of the Academy's commandant, was done to ensure the new recruits are prepared for policing a city of more than 1.2 million people, said Deputy Inspector General of the Sierra Leone Police, Elizabeth Toure.
Training is the foundation of capacity building and better service delivery. I consider this as our collective effort at interagency level in providing efficient and effective services that meets the needs and expectations of the people of Sierra Leone. The Metropolitan Police recruits, the cadets and service officers in this training have learned key concepts that will enhance their service delivery.
Heads were held high while they displayed various skills acquired as part of the drills learned during the 8 weeks training.
Inspector Albert Lauder. We have 2 platoons for you.
Delivering the keynote address at the colorful ceremony, Mayor of Freetown, Yvonne Akisoya, congratulated and admonished the new recruits that the Metropolitan Police Department of the Council is one very important sector that is charged with duties and responsibilities to maintain law and order within the municipality of Freetown by helping Council to enforce the bylaws of the Council's Act of 2004.
It means that the challenges of street trading, which we were talking about, within the context of our approved designated street trading streets and non-street trading streets, that you will play your part to ensure that there is equity and fairness, that those who are doing business have the space to do it where they are allowed to do it, and those who are in places where they are not allowed to be will be moved on and moved along humanely and with respect. It also means that in our sanitation area, where your colleagues will tell you they have so many challenges, they are looking forward to you coming on board. You are coming to work under their leadership and to work hard so that we have a clean city, so that people do not litter on the streets. They don't break our sanitation bylaws. But you're also here to inspire.
The intake of personnel will significantly improve Freetown City Council's capacity to enforce its sanitation bylaws, as the council previously had only 110 Met police officers in the force to serve a city of approximately 1.2 million people. For Star News, I am Moses Ojukamara.
The Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs and the National Tourist Board, with support from the World Bank, Sierra Leone Diversification Project, have held a validation workshop for the first ever national marketing and branding strategy at the Country Lodge Hotel in Freetown. Admaya Samai tells us more.
The General Manager, National Tourist Board, Fatmata Amid Keru, intimated that the workshop aimed at producing Sierra Leone's first ever destination marketing branding strategy with a 5-year action plan for the marketing of tourism and culture of Sierra Leone. She noted that the strategy is coming at when the sector is challenged globally due to COVID-19 pandemic, but however, the policy and legal framework must be addressed for the destination to be competitive.
For Sierra Leone to produce its first destination marketing branding strategy with a 5-year action plan for the marketing of tourism and culture of this beloved country. The strategy comes at a time when tourism is at the most challenged period globally due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But like the consultants have rightly put it, that is our dear consultants, since our destination is still in its early stage, It's in its embryonic stage, coming up as a tourist destination. It is now that we should come together, put all the good plans together to see how best we can launch out Sierra Leone as one of the most attractive incoming destinations. And we believe that putting that together means planning. If we plan well, we will be able to launch both our international and domestic tourism.
The chairman board, National Tourist Tamba Aliyu Kokube, in his statement said the day is an historical day which the World Bank and other partners have been supporting the industry, but the nation also should work very hard. He further stated that it is the first time Sierra Leone is having validation of the national marketing and branding strategy in the country.
A historic day in the history of tourism in this country, because some 20 or 30 years back, we were talking about tourism in Sierra Leone. At that time, we used to have a lot of people coming from France. Tourism at that time in Sierra Leone was mainly made of people from France, because all the investment in this country at that time were done by the French people. We're talking about the Mamio Hotel at that time, talking about St. Michael's Lodge, talking about Africana Toke. All these were French investments. And indeed, at this time of the year, tourists were flowing into Sierra Leone. But when the war broke out, everything went to zero. And we've been struggling over the years to put Sierra Leone back on the tourist map of the world. The road for that has not been easy. It has been a very difficult path, because as we try, we are being dragged backwards. We have gone far in promoting Sierra Leone. Then we had Ebola. When Ebola came, all our efforts went in vain. All what we had done went in vain. Because before Ebola, when we were going out for tourism marketing out of this country, what people knew this country to be was a country that was cutting lanes.
Giving the keynote address, the Minister of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, Dr. Memunatu Pratt, thanked the World Bank for making this particular aspect of the economic diversification a success, noting that it was the beginning of Sierra Leone's long decade of tourism transformation.
Time we think government has to do this, but tourism is a private sector-led institution. Now, there is expanse development as far as hotels are concerned, brand hotels and all of that. I am bringing this because from what we saw to the private development, it's the same like Sierra Leone. We have national parks, we have islands. It's not that there was gold there, it's the same thing. In fact, some of us are much more even, by far.
The strategy presented by the consultants was adopted by all the stakeholders, group presentations from the media and civil society, legislation and policy, hospitality, public sector associations, and nature tourism climax the equation. Admire Samai reporting for Star TV News.
If you've just joined us, this is the national news on Star Television, Channel 21. Cardiff Preparatory School, situated at Hill Station off Tennis Court, has on Monday, 18th October 2021 commemorated the school's Foundation Day, established some 22 years ago, with school pupils simulated various roles in anticipation of what they intend to become in the future. Abdul Rahman Kamara spoke to the head of the Cardiff Preparatory School, Madam Kamara, in this interview.
Today is the 22nd anniversary of the school Cardiff Preparatory and International Academy. We have come a long way, wherein before the school started we were just concentrating on the primary, but now in these past 2 years we have also developed the secondary, which is the school is trying, and pupils from all over Sierra Leone are gracing this school, and we have a lot of past pupils who have passed through the school until they have become lawyers, doctors, bankers, etc., etc. So you see, this is the we also have the occupational day today where children are here to showcase their future occupation, and we are also helping them to achieve their goals in this academic field of study. So I want to say thank you, and we want to thank God for today, and we are hoping that in the future we will have a lot of things that the school is thinking of to do, and we also want to thank our parents, wherein they have also helped in the contribution of this school, and we want to thank everybody, the teachers and the community people. We want to thank them.
I'm Madam Florence Kamara, head teacher for the primary department. We are celebrating our 22nd anniversary when we started the school in the year 2019. At least we want to celebrate our achievements. We want to appreciate God, first of all, for our noble parents, for choosing the Cardiff Preparatory and the International Secondary School. We want to at least talk to the parents out there that when they are looking for school, let them choose Cardiff Preparatory School. For excellency, good performance, we are here. Our children are our passion.
My name is Ruth Yasmia Chapman. I'm the head girl of the school. My experience has been so much fun. I've experienced lots of things. The teachers, my fellow pupils, all of them have experienced that they are nice. The teachers are caring. The school has done so many things, has helped me. So I've experienced a lot in the school. I just want my colleagues out there to focus on their books, just pay attention on their books. And also, I would like some of them that are sitting in MPSC to sit for this school, because this school has trained and qualified teachers. They are caring, they help us to express ourselves, they impact so many things in our life. So those that are sitting in MPSC, that are going to start for the MPSC, I want them to sit for the school.
As part of its advocacy tool in ensuring social justice for the vulnerable population who exhibit mental illness or characteristics of substance abuse, creating opportunities for disadvantaged persons, has over the weekend concluded a conversation with a cross-section of physically challenged people living in Waterloo. Moses Ojukamara tells us more.
Each year, millions of Sierra Leoneans face the reality of living with mental illness. Keynote speaker for the dialogue session organized by CODAP, predominantly for the physically challenged people in Waterloo community, Dr. Sylvia, referenced the theme for 2021 Mental Health Day commemoration and advocated for policies that support people with mental illness and their families.
Today we start not only the awareness, but we also start for advocates as we get the organization we organize this today. In camp, they also carry sticks there for the people as well. I believe we need to continue to get more of the engagements there, so that at the end of the day, we go able to reach out with the issues of mental health in the state and the country as well.
CODAP's co-founder and executive director Saheed Bangura in an interview said, since the establishment of the organization, every year, they fight stigma associated with mental illness, provide support and educate the public on the do's and don'ts, especially when it concerns one's mental health.
We don't get a lot of radio and TV conversation. It's high time we come to the community for know exactly what people and they go through and what they need to understand about mental health. And we find Waterloo community because we know it's one of the largest growing community right now the Western Rural. So we can't forget a conversation with people them, and the little thing that we don't they take out to people them for donations of used clothes we can give to the community for sure how much we appreciate them, love them, and for tell them say those with mental health issues Then if they need help, then forget a referral pathway where they go. And it's amazing because you hear a lot of people and they share their personal life stories. It's like we heal a whole lot today because we give them the platform for share with you what they go through. Some of the stories they're so amazing, some of them so sorry, but we're proud because we do a study and their stories then they together we go able to establish with newsletters them who they do around mental health.
The intervention of CODAP climaxed with donations of various items to needy and deserving people. However, beneficiaries expressed their appreciation for a timely intervention, not just with the donation, but with the education.
Right, I help me, give me courage. Because I'm this year the one I mean. Right, when I don't cancel things, I don't can give me advice. Sorry for say I will go home. I will give people advice to other the next people. So I'm really happy on this program.
Glad the more and tell God thank you for the effort you're able to make because now I don't come on and go for but today I'm glad I tell God thank you because now I look at this program. God bless you.
Creating opportunities for disadvantaged persons CODAP raises awareness about the significance of mental health and advocates for social justice for vulnerable population who exhibit mental illness or substance abuse characteristics. For Star News, I am Moses Ojukamara.
Rounding up the national news, Statistics Sierra Leone has officially commenced the pilot census for 1% of the entire enumeration areas across the country. The pilot census, according to the Director of Communications, Statistics Sierra Leone, Samuel Ansumana, is intended to test all aspects of the main midterm census, both technical, logistical, and communication issues. He spoke to Abdul Rahman Kamara in this interview when he visited our studio.
Pilot census basically is a pilot. Tomorrow we're starting a pilot. That is starting 19th October. The pilot basically is to test everything that this census, the main census enumeration will have. We will test enumeration, we'll count people in the selected number of EAs in the country. We've done 1% of the total number of EAs in the country, and for that 1%, we'll be going to those EAs in which we've selected for the 1%, and we will count, we will ask socioeconomic and demographic questions to capture those indicators that have got to do with the household. We would also have institutional questionnaires. We'll go to places like hospitals, police stations, parks, prisons, those kinds of situations, marketplaces where you would have people that would just sleep on the street. So we have institutional questionnaires also to cover those sort of people, all right? And we also have a floating population questionnaire that will cover the population that is floating. So 3 different types of questionnaires. We'll test all of those instruments tomorrow. We have about 400 people that we've employed, for this process all over the country. All of the districts are covered, but it is not every household we'll be going to. We'll be going to just the EAs we've identified, all right, which form 1% of the total number of enumeration areas, which is 24,000 that we have in the country. So we're going to 240 EAs nationwide. So there might be situations where your village might not be visited, all right, because it's just a pilot, we're just testing. When we do the main enumeration, your village, your town, your city will be visited. But right now, it's just some EAs that we are going to, 240. So how we came about having EAs was purely technical, all right, which was a percentage, 1% of each enumeration area in each district. Now, we're running 1% across the country. What that means, if you drill it down, is it will be 1% per district, all right? So 1% of the total number of EAs per district is what we took. Say, for example, if we had 250 EAs in a particular district, I'm just giving you an example. It means we'll be having 25 EAs, all right? We'll be having 25 EAs to form that 1%, okay? So it's like that. Basically, that's the kind of situation, or maybe, that we're trying to put together right now. We want to move across, go to all of the places we've identified, do the counting, test logistics, test communication, test technical, ensure that the tablet is running. This is basically, we call it a pilot because it gives us an opportunity to also understand the issues that we might have when we do the main enumeration. All right, so we take those key learnings, we work on them, and then we focus on the main enumeration, which is to come. Yes, so what normally happens is we are testing, not only, we're using CAPI, computer assisted personal interview. It's tablets that we're using to collect data, it's not paper, all right? So we will also be able to establish how long will it take us, one enumerator, all right, to actually conduct an interview of an household. What's the average time that enumerator would spend to conduct one interview in a certain household? It will give us an idea. What logistical challenges we will have. The tablets, if there are challenges, we will get to know. So at the end of the pilot census, we will do a comprehensive report detailing all of these issues, and then we now sit with partners and present this report to them and come up with solutions, tangible solutions as to how we can better fix them heading into the main enumeration. By the way, it is important that I state this. Tonight, the 18th October, is the pilot census night. Now, what that means, it is important because if you fall or you are living in any of those EAs where we will be going, your household will be counted. Now, if you slept in that house on the 18th of October, where we'll be going, you'll be counted there. If you didn't sleep there and you moved out maybe to another EA, which is not part of this selected number of EAs that we're doing the pilot for, you will not be counted. So we want it to be known. We want actually to test the processes, because for the main enumeration, what is going to happen, you'll be counted where you slept to prevent double counting. So for example, if Abdul Rahman is staying in Brookfields, all right, and then today the 18th, Abdul Rahman moves out, assuming today the 18th was the main census enumeration night, all right, the main census enumeration night, the census night. Then Abdul Rahman moves out of Brookfields on the 18th, goes to Bo, for example, all right, and then 2 weeks after Abdul Rahman comes back, okay, Abdul Rahman will not be counted in Freetown, because when the enumerators will go to Bo, they are going to ask who were the people that slept in this household on the night of the 18th. And Abdul Rahman was not in Freetown on that night. Because Abdul Rahman was in Bo, he is to be counted in Bo. Because if Abdul Rahman is counted in Freetown, and then he's also captured in Bo, it will be double counting. So we are very particular about the census night for both the pilot and the main enumeration, because that is where we get it right to ensure that people are not double counted. All right, you're not counted there and counted there. We know there are people who will be on the road. That is why we have a floating population questionnaire. We know there are people who sleep on the street. We have institutional questionnaires for them. We have people who are prostitutes. We'll go to those places also. You won't find them in a house, all right, in the course of the night. So all of those are things we plan so that at the end of the day we can be able to have the exact population of the country. For the pilot, you're not going to be surprised because just 1% of the total number of EAs that the country will do. All right? Not to every household will they go, and I just selected number of EAs across all the districts they will do, but every district will go there. All right? So if now 1% of 24,000, now just 240. All right? So it means say we will go to very little households nationwide. Okay? But for the main census enumeration, make I also make this clear to Rahman. Some people in Kisii are not counting. How we do the census, and I saw it on the happen in the past, then will come at the head of the household. If Abdul Rahman is the head of the household, all right, or you get to designate somebody where you go, where you know they can serve in the capacity. When we come, I like all man, because you don't go expect people for wait you. There are people who are farmers, there are people who are business people. They get up in the morning, they go, they don't come till the night. All right, you have those sorts of people. There are people who go work. But when they reach now your host, when they reach now any host, they will ask who are the head of the household, or who that go serve in the stead of that possibly. So you they ask for tell me the people that will sleep now you host. So whether they're there or not so like this is a COVID time. Not so like you forget that when all come back when I begin call to 1, 2, 3, 20. No. you they account for the people who sleep now you host because you know them and you are aware say they sleep now you host. So now I make they say if not follow even snap, let you not forget. Snap them on the census night. If not follow even snap them, take photo. Then you go no say okay now X amount of people in sleep than host. Do one because why important for make you take note or you write down the name now because the census nights can be like today the 18th for example, alright? The process they last for 2 weeks. If possible say now on the 13th day after this census night don't pass, and then you host. You will begin to remember when they say the older than sleep now you host on the 18th. You begin to remember the 18th. Now be together. So if you're not able for right and wrong, you might forget because the term don't take from where the census night pass and at the reference date and where they will ask you.
And now to know what's happening in sports, let's join our sports desk. Hilton John.
Thanks to ESC. Welcome to the Sports News. The Sports Committee of the Sierra Leone Police has officially signed Cheno Mansare and Abubakar Tostao as the head of the backroom staff after poor performance of the then technical team headed by Victoria Conte in the ongoing Sierra Leone Premier League. 4 games, no win for the Sierra Leone Police. The management, headed by the IGP, talked twice to see how they will change the technical department. Abubakar Tostao has been appointed as the head coach. Here is the report.
Due to the poor performance of the Sierra Leone Police football team in the ongoing Sierra Leone Premier League, the management, headed by the Inspector General of Police, Dr. Michael Hambusovula, has officially signed Cheno Mansare and Abubakar Tostao. Abubakar Tostao is former captain of the Sierra Leone national team and former head coach of Oled Warriors, has been appointed as the head coach of the Sierra Leone Police team.
As you can see from the background now, the police team, today we are so happy to welcome on board one of the most senior coaches in Sierra Leone, somebody we all captain the national team, we now Mr. Abubakar Tostao Kamara as the new coach of the Sierra Leone Police football team. We all know exactly what is happening presently. So police as an institution, no go sit down for me, they don't like the table. And with the help of the Almighty God and also the players and the coaches there, we will unveil today with the head coach now, Mr. Abubakar Tostao Kamara. I believe say the SLP will get a name. Mr. Abubakar Tostao Kamara, you are welcome to the SLP football team. As you can see from your back, that the police players them, you welcome like baby them. I believe say with the help of the Almighty Allah, we see somebody believe in God, we will be able to succeed. You are welcome to this.
According to Abubakar Tostao, he is happy for the opportunity given to him by the Sports Committee of the Sierra Leone Police. He promised to do his best.
I think say now we duty as a citizen of this country, especially the job we do. Some of them clubs there, we need for come to the rescue when they need it. Now job, I'm not going to say because of the club they in that kind of position, not ready for help. At least this will show say you are a coach and you're ready for take up job at any time when they need you. And I pray to God that let God give you the blessings so that whatever we plan, we will achieve them.
So what you could bring to the Sierra Leone Police team?
First of all, you know me, I believe in discipline. That will be part of my schedule. And I believe say the players them will benefit from me because physical condition in a part of the game therefore be their routine for every day, and I therefore make sure say the players then they up to the standard within they expect of them.
A call on the management of the Sierra Leone Police team to continue to do more so that police will be one of the best teams in the Premier League at the end of the season. Cheno Mansare, former head coach of Mighty Blackpool, also appointed as the assistant coach. He said he's happy and ready to work with his boss, Abubakar Tostao. Jeff Kikabia, appointed as the goalkeeping coach, that will be taking responsibility of the goalkeepers. Meanwhile, Sierra Leone Police team will play against FC Kalo the Cavaliers on Saturday at the Sheikh Stephen Stadium, all geared towards the success of the team, as preparation is ongoing by the management of the Sierra Leone Police, headed by the Inspector General, Dr. Michael Ambrose Sovula. For Star TV Sports in Freetown, I am Elitin John reporting.
So let's see what Abubakar Tosta will bring to the Sierra Leone Police team alongside Chairman Sare, who is the assistant. We saw what Abubakar Tosta did to Ole Warriors. They were not a better side, but when he was signed, he did well with the club. So all the best to Abubakar Tosta and Chairman Sare as the new coaches of the Sierra Leone Police team. Away from Sierra Leone Police news, Brookfield Veterans began the inter-unit veteran football competition, inter-area football competition, with 8 teams taking part in the ongoing competition at the practicing ground. According to the chairman of the Brookfield Veteran, who is Kamayama Saidu Kapu, said they want to foster a good relationship among veterans across the country. He explained to Star Sport about the importance of the competition.
I appreciate the organizers, the Brookfield Veteran. At least they don't have this team for quite some time. And without this exercise in the community, and this man is not going to look fit. If you see I look fit today, that the exercise. So I want to tell you, thank you, allow continue, allow play peace with harmony. I love you all.
This competition very important because we want to try for building a good relationship between various communities around the country.
How many teams take part in the competition?
Now 10 teams, 8 invitees, then the veteran gets 2, Team A and Team B.
What's not the format of the competition?
Very simple. We just try for bring ourselves come together, not to money making, just want to build up a better relationship between communities.
What you try to achieve as a veteran team?
Well, one being love and harmony between ourselves as all players then coming together for let me continue for know ourselves and get that good relationship.
And I get prizes over the teams and you have benefits?
Yeah, we get various prizes from first, second, third. We get prizes and we get prizes for best players and other teams that we will get for come on board.
Waiting the public for expect from honor in this competition?
Well, we try for let the public know say we forget that kind of duality team ourselves. For land the young one they say they forget love among themselves.
So veteran competition ongoing at the practicing ground. Wish them all the best. Coming up on Wednesday in the Sierra Leone Premier League, Mount Orange Slifer will host Campbell Eagles. The Eagles are looking for a must-win against Mount Orange, who are down the temple, just like Sierra Leone Police. So go out there, watch the best of football in the ongoing Sierra Leone Premier League. So that's all for sports. For today's news, back to Yesi in the studio. Once more, congratulations to Abubakar Tostao and Chenga Mansari, the newly appointed coaches of the Sierra Leone Police team.
Many thanks, Hilton, for giving us that update in sport. Well, viewers, that's all we have for you in today's edition of the National News on Star Television, Channel 21. I am Yesi, Ernest Hallowell. Many thanks for watching.